Welcome in to this Wednesday edition, National Signing Day edition. Tells you how things have shifted and changed over the last few years. Chase Parham and Neal McCready, Clark Ford Studio for Neil going remote this morning as timing is requiring it. I've got a podcast right after this and another podcast right after that, and needed to be sitting in the chair I'm in right now. So here's what you get, but it's cool. We're going to be with you for the next little bit here, recapping what ended up being a very busy football side, mostly positive day for the Rebels. Basketball, not positive at all yesterday, as Ole Miss falls to Miami last night in Oxford during the ACC SEC Challenge. Is this the year where the SEC goes first or the ACC goes first in the title? Do we know? They swap
Uh,
it.
ACC, I think maybe. You tell about
You got a
I
50.
don't.
You've got a 50% chance of being right, right? All right.
I mean, you're that kind of stuff is the stuff that absolutely is so meaningless to me that there is not a chance in hell that I'm going to pay any attention to it.
All right, fair enough. So that's where we are this morning. Get into it in a minute. First, tell you about BlueSky locations are all over the state of Mississippi, including here in Oxford with the Oxford Exxon. So many different choices from clean convenience stores to their Sweet Daddy's locations, catering, lunch specials, $5.69, a couple sides, bread, any size fountain drink, and a chance for that catering again in the Grove is almost assuredly. We'll get a home playoff game come the next few weeks. We'll leave the show with that here in a minute. But BlueSky, Oxford Exxon, and up and down I-55, including some new locations we'll tell you about soon. So that's that. And again, Neil in the Clark Ford studio.
I am Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900 is the number. Call it. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours, right to the bottom line. No hassle, no haggle. You get your quote. The rest is up to you. You can shop that quote around. You can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do, and that's hop into a Clark Ford today, 662-257-1900. Guest join on the Campbell Clinic hotline from fractures and sports injuries to complex spine and limb conditions. The pediatric orthopedic physicians at Campbell Clinic in Oxford are the only specialized pediatric orthopedic team in North Mississippi, providing expert care for growing bodies. Visit campbellclinicoxford.com to schedule an appointment or call 901-759-3111.
So go through it a little bit from yesterday, which ended up being, if you take everything in totality, the statements on Twitter, the playoff last night, Ole Miss announcing a staff for the college football playoff, what the updates are on that. There's a lot going on. Ended up being a good bit of news yesterday. Yeah, we're doing this in real time right now. I get you guys that want to come back. Keith currently talking to Richard Cross on Super Talk Mississippi, so in the stream, I get that. We'll catch you in a little bit, and I'm talking to Keith soon, so we'll have that up at BlueSky Live or in MPW Digital as well. But let's kind of go. I guess we'll go backwards because I'm trying to think what to start with, and let's talk about the college football playoff first. That's the main news from yesterday. The rah rah stuff, all the stuff on Twitter back and forth. We'll get to that as well, and it is really interesting. But college football playoff, the thing tangibly that matters is a lot of people were frustrated with Ole Miss yesterday on Monday for not being more public, stumping for their college football playoff chances. I had talked to multiple people who said that they had done a good bit of stumping, that they made sure the committee was aware of all the different circumstances surrounding their team, and that they felt confident that there would not be a drop in their standing come last night on the penultimate show on ESPN. The final rankings will come out Sunday during that 3 or 4 hour just slog of a selection show that they do that starts, I think, around 10 or 11 in the morning and runs till 2 or 3 as they filibust until all the CFPs announced and then all the other bowl games announced and just on and on and on and on and on. It's a mess. But anyway, Ole Miss last night they come in at number 6. They actually move up a spot from number 7 last week because A&M did fall below them. We've been talking about Adam McClintock a good bit, and he nailed it again, at least in the top part of the bracket there. I think he said his entire bracket, meaning that, or sorry, the entire ranking, the top 25, was only off by 0.37 points per team, which pretty good when you're talking about even that 15 to 25. You've got to get correct in there. So Ole Miss at number 6. It was huge news for the Rebels, positive in every way. I'll get into Hunter Yurachek's comments in a second, but he basically said Ole Miss is good. They're going to host. They are not playing a game. And when you're looking back, Neil, before I get into kind of the specifics, we were correct. I get people's want for different things, but you should have been all roll tide on Saturday evening in the Iron Bowl, because an Auburn win, not just with the ranking, even though that would have been a thing too, in everything, it would have just effed it up everywhere. Alabama winning that game made everything so much cleaner for Ole Miss as we are here on this Wednesday morning.
Well, just in general, for my sanity, I can feel myself returning to normal, like sort of in real time. Mm-hmm. So I would like to take yet another opportunity to thank Kalen DeBoer, Kane Womack, Ryan Grubbs, the entire
that fourth down, baby. I mean, just stones.
Yeah, Ty Simpson, the entire Alabama football team, coaching staff, trainers, support staff, academic support, nutrition, everything. Really, the whole town of Tuscaloosa, the entire University of Alabama system, board of trustees, everyone. God bless you all. May God bless you and continue to bless you in the coming weeks and months. Roll Tide. Because I now know beyond a shadow of any doubt, had Auburn defeated Alabama, we would be doing another show of the Lane Kiffin saga, and there would still be the 10 idiots going, he's staying. I heard he's staying. To which I would be losing my mind going, so wait a minute. We're into December. It's literally signing day, and you think he's staying.
He's undecided, Neil. He's really confused. Can't decide what to do. This man hasn't been confused since at least Georgia. At least.
Yes. I mean,
that's where I'm setting the baseline right now on confusion.
The confusion was, wait, you think I should go to LSU instead of Florida? Trust me on this. I know this to be true. Yeah, we would be doing this because Ole Miss would have to do the smart thing, which is we cannot give this committee a data point. They need data points.
Word of the year is going to be data point for Ole Miss, yes.
If you give them a data point, they will absolutely scrutinize the ever-living hell out of said data point.
And FYI, you played Georgia pretty close last time, so you would probably have to do that again.
Yeah, so without a data point, the committee goes, well, then hell, we can't look at anything, which, frankly, I find fair.
It's fair. Yeah. You can't. Yeah. Come on.
As much as it's tempting to criticize Hunter Yurachek, and I do it plenty, they got it right. They looked at it, and I don't know. People can say Greg Sankey strong-armed him. He probably did. That's his job. Keith Carter talked to him. He did. That's his job. At the end of the day, they looked at it and went, well, we don't know what they would look like without Lane Kiffin. They might be worse. They might be better. They might be the same. I don't know. There's no way to know. There's no sample size. So you know what? We're not going to guess. We're going to take their body of work, 11-1. Got a win on the road at Oklahoma. Got a home win over Tulane. Only loss is at Georgia. Game with control points. They were pretty good. Let's put them in the 6. The computers put them in the 6. So that puts them in the 6. I mean, at some point, everybody loves to make fun of the committee, and I do too, but they got it right. And that's the story. There's no fire and brimstone. There's no reason to get worked up. And if Georgia wins, Ole Miss will be the 6. And if Alabama wins, Ole Miss will probably be the 7. That's literally all you're looking at. I guess there's some world where Texas Tech loses and falls.
I mean, I'll get into the weeds in a minute. That's not.
But for the most part, if Georgia beats Alabama, Ole Miss will be the 6. they'll play the 11 in Oxford either December 19th or probably the 20th. If you made me guess, I would guess they end up in that early game on Saturday, but that's strictly a guess. The committee got it right. Hunter Yurachek and his people got it right. I mean, I think you have to just sort of tip your hat to them. I mean, for doing their job. They did their job well. Kudos, I guess.
Yeah.
Go on to the next.
Yurichek's quotes last night during the media availability following the rankings announcement. This is, again, Arkansas Athletics Director, who's the chair of the College Football Playoff Committee. I'm just going to read them all in succession because that works. It's impossible for us at this time as a committee to evaluate with what the impact is of losing your head coach, specifically Ole Miss, because we don't have a game that we can compare Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin versus without him. Without that data point, it really did not become part of our thought process and how we evaluated Ole Miss this week. We don't have any way to evaluate what Ole Miss looks like, plays like without their head coach. It looks like they stabilized the program by appointing their defensive coordinator as head coach. Their offensive coordinator, we were told, was going to come back and call the plays. We can only evaluate what we know, and what we know is Ole Miss is an 11-1 football team.
Yeah.
Hunter Yurachek.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, it's not only fair, it's accurate. That's cool. The computers have Ole Miss at 6. The committee has Ole Miss at 6. It's kind of hard to get worked up about that. I mean, you can't really justify putting them at 5 right now, and I think their resume is slightly better than A&M's, and so does the committee, and so does the computers. And okay, got it right.
So here's where we're standing.
It's a tough day for the controversy conspiracy people today.
It was just nothing. It was just okay. I mean, they got plenty of stuff going on with Notre Dame and Miami. We'll get to that in a minute. But as far as Ole Miss is concerned, yeah, nothing to look at here. So here's the bracket. As of today, and we'll tell you how this probably can change. Ohio State, the number 1 seed, Indiana 2, Georgia 3, Texas Tech 4. Remember, the one thing that does change this year from last year's college football playoff bracket is that the automatic seeds are just the best 4 teams. It's not conference champions that get buys this year. So that's where we are. Just be aware of that. Okay, first round games. You would have Oregon at this moment hosting Tulane, because Tulane would be an automatic qualifier as a conference champion. And what you're looking at there is it's going to be the winner of the North Texas versus Tulane game on Saturday in the American Athletic Conference Championship, which is in New Orleans. The winner is going to get in. Is
that game Friday or Saturday?
I don't know. This weekend. Let's just call it this weekend. I wrote this weekend last night because I didn't take the 4 seconds to look it up. But either way,
I think it's a Friday in New Orleans.
Okay. As of today, Ole Miss, the 6th seed, would host Virginia, the projected ACC champion, who is currently 17 in the rankings, in Oxford on that weekend, December 19th or December 20th. It would be a gold mine of a win for Ole Miss to host the Cavs, should that come to fruition. In a week, Vegas insiders saying Ole Miss would be between a 14.5 and 16.5 point favorite against Virginia in Oxford, which for a playoff game, you take that win and head on to the house the best you can with that. As of right now, number 7 seed, Texas A&M, and this shows you the huge difference between 6 and 7. Number 7 seed Texas A&M today would host number 10 seed Notre Dame, although Notre Dame's got a little bit of trouble potentially percolating. We'll get into that in a minute. But 7-10 Notre Dame against A&M in College Station as of right now. And then a rematch, I guess, in the 8-9 game currently, although I don't see how Alabama stays in the 9, is Oklahoma in Norman hosting Alabama in an 8-9 game as of today. That would be your bracket as of today. Ole Miss, if they won, would play Georgia as of right now in a New Year's Eve, New Year's Day game, whatever that time would end up being of those 4 bowl games. Remember, the quarterfinal bowls are Miami, New Orleans, Pasadena, and Dallas. Those are your quarterfinal bowl games. Oregon, Tulane winner, would face where am I looking? Texas Tech. Texas Tech would get a bye, and they would face the Oregon Tulane winner. The 7-10 situation would be against Indiana. So A&M Notre Dame winner against Indiana, and then Ohio State would catch the winner of Oklahoma and Alabama as of right now. That's where it is. However, let's make a couple points here, and this is relevant to the overall bracket. As far as you said, where Ole Miss could fall or increase, I guess there's a world where Texas Tech could get beat by BYU and fall out of the four. I do not believe they are going to punish severely these conference championship losers. However, I could see some movement for Texas Tech downward should they lose a game, simply because what is keeping them up there is game control, and their overall strength of schedule and stuff is really poor. So that plays into how that would be factored in at this point. So Ole Miss, from an upward movement standpoint, I don't really see how anything else could happen outside of them going up maybe one spot if Texas Tech got beat up pretty good by BYU. From a down standpoint, as Neil said, I guess the one thing that could happen is Alabama pops Georgia and Bama jumps from 9 above 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. Greg McElroy last night thought that Alabama could get as high as the 4 with winning. I have no idea. I'm simply repeating what he had said.
That's what I think too. I mean,
I guess my problem with that a little bit is you end up having the 2-loss team into the bye, which is a little odd for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that would happen if it was in a regular season move up. For example, Texas, when they beat A&M, I think they only jumped 17-13, which would be a 4 spot jump over obviously worst resume teams. So having Alabama go from 9 to 4 in 1 week would be a strange. I mean, look, it's very likely to happen. I'm just saying that would be a strange occurrence for me at that point, because an SEC team is going to get a bye. So if Georgia loses, do they fall 3 to 5? I don't know, but I think you're right. I think Ole Miss is sitting 5 to 7 come Sunday morning, whenever that's announced.
That's what I think too. I think you can paint a scenario where they get to 5, and you can paint a scenario where they get to 7, and obviously you can paint one where they stay at 6. I mean, they're hosting. That was the whole thing. They deserve to host. They're going to host. They didn't get punished for the Kiffin thing at all. And so my guess, Chase, is that they will end up being exactly where the computers put them. Because frankly, if you're the committee, not only is it the right thing to do, but it's kind of the cop-out thing to do. And I don't mean that in a bad way. If Ole Miss ends up being the 5, and you go, how'd they get there? You go, the computers put them there. They end up being the 7. How'd they get there? The computers put them there. We didn't talk about Kiffin. And it tells you, again, that the last few weeks on that godforsaken show that everybody watches on Saturday morning that shapes the narrative of the sport, that the whole conversation was nothing but a propaganda outlet and a strong-arming effort to force Ole Miss to let the LSU coach their team in the playoffs because he wanted to and because ESPN wanted those ratings. That's what you know now. You know it. It's a hell of a note. So next fall when it rolls around, then everybody goes, did you watch game day? And I say, no, I'm the smart one.
Do you think it actually impacted public sentiment at all?
No, but I think that the effort was there to impact public sentiment.
Yeah.
I mean, it was to create a debate that they could do on their talk shows all week about why would you not let him coach? It's your one chance to win a championship. God, you'll never get back there again. You've got this genius on the sideline. Why would you not let him coach you? And that was the narrative.
It was.
I mean, you're the one interviewing Keith today, but one of my questions would be, did you ever consider it? Did you ever think, well, do I let him coach the playoffs as the LSU coach? Because that clearly was the campaign.
Yeah.
And now that it's failed and Ole Miss went, no, we're not doing that. The committee was like, well, screw it. We'll just evaluate you like, I don't know, a football team. I don't know what the talking heads will talk about today.
Oh, they'll find something. Plenty even in this
They'll find
saga as
something.
we
Maybe they'll move to
we move
something
forward.
else. But I mean, it's like, what are you gonna say about Ole Miss now? I mean, they're gonna go play the game.
One quick note on this bracket that's definitely going to happen. Assuming scratch, meaning Ohio State beats Indiana, Georgia beats Alabama, the higher ranked teams win. Georgia's going to move to 2. So if you're trying to project this out a little bit on where Ole Miss or would be at the 6 or the 5 or whatnot or the 7, Indiana is not going to fall worse than the 3, even if they're beat
Right.
45-0 by Ohio State. So if Georgia wins, they're going to go to the 2. If Ohio State wins, they're going to stay 1, and Indiana's going to move to the 3. So when you're projecting this thing out, you can go ahead and move Indiana into a likely game against Ole Miss. Should Ole Miss be the 6th seed and win, and Indiana loses to Ohio State in the Big Ten title game, I feel almost certain about that.
There's a real chance that's Miami, isn't it? Because the
On the
one would
location,
be, the one would be Ohio State. They would probably go to Pasadena. The 2 would be Georgia. They'd go to New Orleans. The 3 would be Indiana, and the 4 would be, in this scenario, Texas Tech. They'd probably want to send Texas Tech to Dallas. That's Indiana to Miami.
Yeah. Has Ole Miss played in the Orange Bowl since the 1930s?
You literally couldn't ask a worse person. I mean, if you were to like,
do you think I would have better luck with just random person on the street? You think so?
If you lined up 100 people and say, who's the worst one to ask about Ole Miss's bowl history in the 30s? The big fat bald one right there. The ugly one right there. Ask him. He has no chance.
The 1936 Orange Bowl.
There you go.
That is the last time Ole Miss has been in the Orange Bowl. Who do you think Ole Miss played?
In the 1936 Orange Bowl?
Yeah.
Syracuse.
No. This, honestly, I guess is still a school. It's in Washington, D.C. It is the Catholic University of America. That was Ole Miss's opponent in the 1936 Orange Bowl.
If you'd given me 10,000 guesses, I don't know that I would have gotten that one.
Yeah. J.A. Duringer, thank you. Says, heard anything interesting on Frank Wilson, Austin Thomas, or Kelvin Bolden? I'll get to that in a second as we get through some of this stuff. And then Tyler, thank you for the super chat. Chris Lowe regret his part in the E60 ? Neil, I think, is going to abstain from any Chris Lowe related content today.
I think he likely regrets his role.
Yeah.
And it's not Chris's fault. I think there are a lot of people that regret that documentary now.
Because you were 100% used unintentionally. On your behalf, unintentionally, not Lane's.
Yeah. I mean, Ryan McGee's a really nice guy. Chris Lowe's a really nice guy. These are really nice people. I know everybody wants to hate certain media people, and that's cool. Chris Lowe, if you met him in person, I promise you, you would not only not hate him, you would really like him.
Mm-hmm.
A remarkably kind man. Who I'm sure feels like he got used. He's not told me that. I'm guessing.
The other part,
he took
go ahead.
He took shots last night at the LSU football coach.
Yeah, he did. We'll get into Twitter in a minute. That definitely part of this. The other side of this bracket, real quick, well, just because we typically try to do everything, is I don't think Alabama's falling out of this field if they lose to Georgia, even if they get routed, which I think is why they moved to 9 last night, because it gives you space to move them to 10 and they're still in the field. Again, 10 is the spot of at-large guarantee at this point as we move into the thing. So Bama's going to be in. We know that. The winner of North Texas and Tulane is going to be in. They will be the 12 seed if Virginia beats Duke. Virginia plays at Duke in the ACC championship game. Here's where it gets weird and frankly gets stupid. Mainly stupid is what if Duke wins? Duke is not currently ranked. You have to be ranked to get in. So the committee at that point would have two choices. Number one, the American champion, so Tulane or North Texas. I'm going to make this a little convoluted. I'll do the best I can. The AAC American champion in that world where Duke wins the game will actually be the 11. They will move to the 11, not the 12. And the 12 at that point will be who's higher ranked between Duke, who's not currently ranked, and James Madison, who is currently 25th. Duke has lost 5 games. I think last night was a very illuminating sign of what's to come where, my opinion, I don't think Duke has a chance to get into this field. I think they ranked North Texas and JMU 24th and 25th last night to guarantee that should those results happen, those two ranked teams will just move into the field. So there is a world where Ole Miss faces North Texas or Tulane as the 11 seed if you're the 6, and then JMU is the 12 going to Eugene, Oregon on that day. There's no doubt about it. There is an easy world where we get some group of 5 chaos if Virginia doesn't win this football game on Saturday against Duke. So that's where we stand there.
And that game's kind of a coin toss, right?
I mean, I think Virginia's better, but Duke has won the games it has just had to win. I mean, again, they've lost 5 games, for God's sake, including ACC games that didn't count because that stupid ACC schedule has certain non-conference conference games. Yes, I think the ACC. Well, okay. Here's the thing, though. It's where Grind makes a really good point. So one second, real quick. Let me give you Duke's. We got a minute. Let me give you Duke's football schedule real quick. I know you're shocked by this. When I typed in Duke Blue Devils schedule, it gave me the basketball schedule, not the football schedule.
Yeah.
They're good, by the way.
Future Thunderstar Cam Boozer.
Yeah, he was good last night. They beat Florida at the last second. So Duke did beat Virginia this season already. No, sorry, they didn't. Virginia beat Duke. I'm looking at Duke's schedule. Duke has a 34-17 loss to Virginia.
Okay.
They have a 37-34 loss to UConn, Neal. UConn.
Okay. Yep.
Tulane beat them 34-27.
Okay.
Illinois beat them 45-19, and Georgia Tech beat them 27-18.
Okay. Who'd they beat?
They have 5 losses.
You're so negative. Who did they defeat? What about their wins?
Elon.
Big win.
NC State, which was really down with Dave Doran this year.
Always
attack. Their best win was a 38-3 win at Syracuse.
That was impressive. You go up to Syracuse and win by 5 touchdowns. You're for real.
They beat Cal 45-21.
I mean, Cal just had a big win last week.
They did.
Yep.
They beat Clemson 46-45 in a
Nobody goes to Clemson and wins. Nobody.
At North Carolina 32-25.
Coached by the multiple-time Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick.
And Wake Forest 49-32.
I was there just last year. That is a tough place to win, Wake. Not just anybody walks into Winston-Salem.
People asking why this is the case. It's because it is not power champions. It is the top 5 automatic qualifying champions. And JMU will have won a conference in this scenario. So they have a higher ranking than Duke.
And I'm just going to tell you, you are about to hear some buzz in the next few months. I don't know how real it is, but the buzz is coming that 2 or 3 ACC teams are desperate to get out. The writing is on the wall. They are desperate to get out. They're ready to grovel, and they might be ready to pay.
Here's your interesting thing to watch also. Miami beat Notre Dame this season. They have a win over the Fighting Irish. They have the same record, and they have very similar metrics. If BYU beats Texas Tech, on Saturday. BYU is going to get in the field as conference champion. Texas Tech is not falling out of the field despite a loss. So that's two Big 12 teams in this thing.
Okay.
At that moment, you're going to have one spot available between Alabama if they lose. I guess two spots available if they lose. Alabama's in. So that leaves you one spot for Notre Dame or Miami and basically a head-to-head thing. Right now, it's Notre Dame at 10, Miami at 12. Neither team really even has any opponents playing this weekend for the most part, outside of one Boise State game. And yet the committee last night said that idle teams can absolutely move up and down in the rankings between now and Sunday. They are going to flip Miami over Notre Dame if BYU wins on Saturday. Just do it now, then. Like, what the hell are you doing? Because they're going to want an ACC team in, so they're going to bump Miami over Notre Dame to get an ACC team in no matter what. That's coming.
How?
What do you mean, how?
Notre Dame beat who won the game? Miami or Notre Dame?
Miami beat Notre Dame.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. I'm thrown off by this slander in our stream right now. Just
about what?
Austin Watts has the audacity to post in the MPW digital live stream that one of his coworkers hunted with juice in Alabama yesterday.
Not Baton Rouge.
Austin, that dog is with his family in his new home in the capital city of Louisiana. Like any Labrador family nobody would leave. No loving family like the one that I saw in those photos in Baton Rouge would leave their family dog back at. No, they would take the dog with them to their new home. So stop.
It is my favorite social media bit the last few days. It's not even really a bit. Is that for all of Lane Kiffin's faults, the one that put everybody over the edge is, hold on a minute, you left the dog? Hold on. Like that.
Juice right now is eating a bowl of etouffee and living his best life. He's about to go out gator. That dog is all he's a Cajun right now. That he is breathing in the bayou.
So you don't think Notre Dame is getting left out if BYU wins?
I mean, they probably are. I don't know how you change the rankings later. I think Texas Tech's going to beat the brakes off BYU, by the way. So I don't know that it really matters, but yeah, I mean, somebody's getting screwed. I do agree with you about Alabama, and if I'm right, and you're right, some people
and they shouldn't fall out.
No, some people need to probably apologize to Greg Sankey because he obviously did flex some muscles. I'm sure Vanderbilt's like, hey, while you're flexing, what about us?
Well, the big loser in this is Vanderbilt because they're not even out. They're 14th. I mean, they're not even in the conversation of this thing at this point. Just gone. Hell, they're behind Texas, who has this egregious loss to Florida and overtime losses to Kentucky and Mississippi State. I mean, wins over Kentucky and Mississippi State. Shut up. Shut up. It's not Ohio State that's keeping you out. It's losing to Florida. That's what's keeping you out. Just like had Ole Miss lost to Florida, their asses would be out too. You can't lose to Florida. We've seen it last year. Lose to Florida, you're out.
You ever been to the Louisiana State Capitol? When you walk in, you can still see the bullet holes from when Huey Long got shot. I bet Juice is checking that out right now. Taking a walk on the grounds, Capitol grounds there in downtown Baton Rouge. Not far from LSU at all. I bet Juice is just taking it all in. Looking up at his owners and saying, I like it here.
Can I make, like, I understand this is impossible and like Vandy's resume is not perfect by any means. They don't have a good win. But can I point out the ridiculousness of something really quick?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry.
You're fine. last night, Hunter Yurchek says Vandy's issue is that they don't have a win over a team in the top 25, while saying that Vandy beat Tennessee so badly, Tennessee fell out of the top 25. It's like,
The Vandy's
hold on.
mistake
What?
beating Tennessee too bad.
Yes. Basically said if Tennessee had played better at Vanderbilt, they'd still be in the top 25 and Vanderbilt would have a quality win.
It's such a broken sport.
What the hell?
It is such a broken sport, man. I mean, God almighty.
It's like, what are we doing? So, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this way earlier. Pete Golding not having a press conference today. It has been canceled, moved, however you want. I guess canceled would be the word.
Canceled.
No National Signing Day press conference. Again, reminder, knock, knock. Today is National Signing Day, whatever. The portal period opens January 2nd. That's the thing that actually matters. So, yeah, I'm not really paying a ton of attention to all the flips and whatnot as we move forward on that. What am I doing? Okay, sorry. I know what I'm doing. All right. Yesterday, Ole Miss announced their coaching staff for the college football playoff, at least. Again, they're assembling two different staffs at the same time here. And it was what was expected. It was what we talked about yesterday, going to find it. I'm having to scroll a little bit because a lot of guys have already signed this morning. All right. Here we go. College football playoff coaching staff, as expected. Pete Golding, head coach. Charlie Weiss is back for the offensive coordinator job currently. That's a little bit of a deal. We'll go there in a second. Joe Judge, quarterbacks coach. Kevin Smith, running backs coach. John Garrison, offensive line. Brian Brown, defensive coordinator. Secondary, co-defensive coordinator. Secondary. Randall Joyner, defensive line. Wes Neighbors, safeties. And Jake Schoonover, special teams coordinator and linebackers. That is the staff for the CFP. And that is one of the again, one of the reasons Hunter Yurchek noted last night when talking about data points and whatnot. Of that, Pete's obviously the head coach. Joe Judge is going to return. I think the entire defensive staff outside of potentially Schoonover is for sure back. Garrison has signed a contract to be back. Kevin Smith is waiting to gauge his options. He has three options. He can stay. He can go with Lane Kiffin to LSU. I guess we'll get into that in a second again. And then there's a chance that he just ends up somewhere else. There are a lot of people that believe he will not be at Ole Miss or LSU come cycle time for that.
Lane's off to a rough start in Baton Rouge. I'm glad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that he's got the love of his dog because, no matter what, your dog's going to love you. And I'm glad that when Lane goes home at the end of a hard day's work, he's got his beloved family pet Juice to lay there by his feet. He can rub his head. It's very calming. Labrador retrievers, when you rub their head, just very calming. Rizzo will come put his head up on my knee, and I'll just scratch it, and I find that the stress just melts away. I'm glad that Lane has that with Juice. Austin, the blasphemy in this stream, Chase, is infuriating. I'm just going to tell you.
So
I'm having a hard time.
Lane yesterday was still trying to win all the PR battles. He had the lies from his press conference. By the way, apparently, hopefully he'll do the same thing with us soon. Looks like Keith Carter straight out called Lane a liar during Super Talk Mississippi this morning, which is true. He is a liar.
He only told like 20.
Yeah. It's fine.
Come on.
So Lane yesterday, after the Charlie Weiss news gets put out there, again, he's coming back, coaching the playoff. We'll see where things go from there. That's really as far as we know right now what to say. I just think probably best to have patience to let the conversation and the situation play out on all sides here at this point. Lane puts out this holier-than-thou statement on Charlie Weiss returning. Dear God, as we get into the Twitter portion of this proceeding this morning.
Merciful Lane.
Quote, with the playoff committee releasing updated rankings tonight, I want it to be known that after conversations with LSU, we are allowing Charlie to return to Ole Miss to coach the team during the playoffs. I've already made the committee aware of this, and I'm hopeful this decision will allow Ole Miss to receive the highest ranking possible because these great players are very deserving of that. I'm excited that Charlie will be back to help coach, quote, the greatest team in the history of Ole Miss. We've got the Trump thing here. The best ever, greatest ever, best ever, all these things. I'm allowing Charlie And I've made the committee aware. Don't worry about it, guys. I got it. I called Hunter,
I
told him,
got
look, Charlie's calling the ball plays. I'm your steward. Okay? I am your steward as we move forward.
you know.
Holy crap.
They would have been so much better off with me, but if they can't have me, let me send my son Charlie.
Then, and
he ascended. God.
And then, potentially at gunpoint, Charlie Weiss submits this hostage of a statement that, I mean, I saw the joke yesterday, like, we need a newspaper with today's date. Like, oh my God, at this statement from Charlie Weiss, quote, I'm grateful to LSU for allowing me the opportunity to finish this season with Ole Miss. Coach Kiffin and the LSU administration have been nothing but supportive. I'm excited about the playoff run.
Yeah, they were nothing. Coach Kiffin was nothing but supportive. You have 10 minutes to get on the plane or else, bitch. I mean, if that's not supportive,
like Charlie's only in Baton Rouge because Lane basically stuck a contract in his face before he had another one. Give me a break. Good God. So then,
I mean, look, but you're talking to Lane today. I mean, Keith today. You got to ask the question because it's got to be asked. And I know you and I disagree on this, so we can fight later. You want gloves or no gloves? Gloves or no gloves?
Very much so. Bare knuckle. No. Bare knuckle.
All right, we're going to go bare knuckle a little later today. How do you? I know everybody goes. Someone has to call the plays. I get it. How do you let? Is that the LSU offensive coordinator in the building, or is that the Ole Miss offensive coordinator in the building? Can you be both? How's that work? And listen, I think if it were up to Charlie, he would be the Ole Miss offensive coordinator. I believe that based on things I've heard.
Yes, I agree with you 100%.
But he signed something at LSU. Is it binding? Because I know that we're praising the magnificent, omnipotent, merciful Lane Kiffin. The Lane Kiffin that I know is none of those things, and there is not a chance in hell that he signed off on this freely.
Correct.
No way. No way. The same guy who walks into Baton Rouge and within 24 hours has pissed off Frank Wilson and Corey Raymond. That was ill-advised.
Yeah, I was going there with what Lane's night turned into. Because you've got this, he puts out all the Charlie stuff, probably feeling himself pretty good at that point. And then, after that, I don't know in what order. You had Ole Miss, what is probably just the beginning of a bit of a PR situation here coming out against Lane Kiffin, which verifies all of our sources, by the way. We had this on Sunday that it was completely true, that only one player was pro Lane Kiffin continuing with the team during the playoff run, of the leadership council at least.
Yeah.
That was Trinidad Chambliss. So, by the way, won the Connerly Award last night, second straight for Ole Miss. 5 of the last 6 have been Rebels. So
he made an appearance at the basketball game
when he got back. Okay.
Yeah, he and Patrick Kudus.
Okay. Kudus won the Ken Hull Trophy, which goes to the best lineman in Mississippi. Yes. So both those guys, Ole Miss has dominated that award recently. All right. Bryson Sanders comes out. Quote, despite the team asking me to keep coaching, end quote, I think everyone that was in that room would disagree. Bryson quote tweeting Lane's statement saying that everyone asked him to coach, and then saying that was not true at that point. Then, a few minutes later, Centurion Perkins, he quote tweets it as well and says that was not the message you said in that meeting room. Everybody was in there can vouch on this.
Yep.
Then, after that came out, P.J. Wilkins came in and said something very similar as well. So
I think he supported Centurion's tweet.
Correct.
Or
then, somewhere in the middle of that, as you just said, and you're incredibly tied in, and I'm fairly tied into Louisiana dynamics, Lane Kiffin on day one between hours 24 and 36 has pissed off Frank Wilson and Corey Raymond. That is not where I would start my day. No, you're going to lose that battle.
On the list of people that I would say, hey, let's make allies or enemies, those would be two of the first ones that I'd put in the allies list. But look, here we go, and we're getting rolling on this. This will be the Lane Kiffin storyline. This is not an Ole Miss thing. This is Lane Kiffin's the LSU head football coach. And LSU told Lane Kiffin, it's your program, make all your decisions. And Lane actually believed them. Because he wanted to believe them. And welcome to the reality that, nope.
I am sourced on this, Neil. Jeff Landry wants Lane Kiffin to speak at political rallies next year during the election cycle. Is going to try to mandate it.
Lane will be leaning up against the podium going, you should vote for
Jeff.
Governor Landry, who's a Republican, a very right-wing Republican.
He makes Trump look moderate.
Which is going to piss off some of your fan base. Because a lot of Louisiana Republicans are very moderate Republicans.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in the southern part of the state.
And especially Baton Rouge South. Frank Wilson's like the godfather. I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Corey Raymond's pretty up there. I mean, it's a different era. You don't have to dominate in-state recruiting. But listen, one of the knocks on Brian Kelly, I mean, a major problem for Brian Kelly, was that he did not want to recruit Louisiana kids just because they were Louisiana kids. Does it sound familiar?
That's correct.
And when you get New Orleans going against you as the LSU coach, I'll never forget, I was sitting in Les Miles. I guess it's Lane's office now. I don't know how that building has changed since I was there, but I was sitting in Les Miles' office one day, and just me and him. And he told me, he said, one of the things I've learned here is that you have to make New Orleans happy. Just matter of fact. It wasn't even passing judgment on it. He was like, that's one of the things I've learned here. You have to make New Orleans happy. I doubt if that's changed. Look, Lane's going to find out. I'm not saying that he's not going to succeed. I'm not saying that at all. But Lane is going to find out, and may have already found out in week one, that you don't get carte blanche there the way that he did at Ole Miss.
He will not find another power program that does it like that easily for him.
I talked to a TV person yesterday. I was out walking my Labrador retrievers. I actually take mine for walks, like legitimate walks, not even on camera. I didn't even have a crew film it. I didn't try to get any publicity out of it. I just took them for a walk. I was like, hey, guys, you guys want to go for a walk? And we strapped up and went. And I was talking to a TV person who called me. And he was telling me about production meetings the day before with Kiffin. How Kiffin always talked about how the Ole Miss job was just such a bad job, such a tough job. It was never going to be a big job. You couldn't really win there. And that one of the people on the crew kind of pushed back with, dude, you're winning. Isn't that a positive that nobody pushes back against you? He was like, nobody there knows how to win. Nobody there knows how to win football games but me. And the guy was like, isn't that a good thing? They kind of acknowledge that. They pay you. They let you do the thing. And he goes, well, it's only good to a certain point, is what Kiffin supposedly said. Well, there's a lot of people at LSU who think they know how to win football games. You don't get to be the king there. Now, you get to be awfully powerful, but you have to win. And there, you have to check some other boxes other than just win. Mm-hmm. And if you lose, those boxes not getting checked become big problems. Unlike at Ole Miss when he choked against Florida last year and fell out of the playoffs, and they went to the Gator Bowl and beat up a bad Duke team. And then he went out fishing and he posted pictures of his fish. And all the Ole Miss fans, oh, that's a beautiful fish, Lane. So good to see you out there fishing. Great fish. Good job. Woo, you're awesome. LSU will be like, you need to get your ass back here and recruit New Orleans. Why are you not recruiting?
Shane Gidry does own a really big marlin fishing team.
There you go.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Right-hand man of Jeff Landry, by the way, one of the most powerful people in Louisiana. Just throwing it out there. I think it's marlin. Pretty sure it's marlin.
I've never gone marlin fishing.
You know?
Never fished for marlin. Probably be fun. It looks relaxing.
Except probably for the whole like reel the big fish in. That looks stressful and difficult physically.
And probably when you have to go out fishing with the governor of Louisiana and stuff, you don't get to sort of chill and do your thing.
Yeah, I guess he bought juice. That's not really the question. Wicked Brew Reality Check will be the Saturday 11 a.m. kickoff of the CFP. Oregon will get a night game. The other two games will be bigger name matchups. Yeah, I think you're at 11. But look, guys, stop. We're not going to do the slight thing here. Quit.
It's a playoff game. There are 4 games. One's on Friday night. One's on Saturday morning. One's on Saturday afternoon. One's on Saturday night. There's no...
If you end up playing Miami or somebody, you probably get the Friday night game. But no, I saw TV execs yesterday and actually talked to one who they were salivating about the chance for the Grove coming out of game day. I mean, like it just chill, guys. It's gonna be all right.
If you get to be the 6, if you get to be the 6 playing Virginia at 11 a.m., you should fall to your knees.
Because here's what you're going to get to do probably is celebrate a 38-20 win, 17 win, and then prop your damn feet up for the next 2 games and just enjoy football and go, all right, we'll see these teams later on potentially. Because, I mean, I have a hunch here, having been a pretty big Saints fan, there's not a better feeling than when your team has won on the weekend and you're moving on and you're just hanging out watching football. Like, I want to be the first game of the weekend. The hell with being the last game. I want nothing to do with being the 4th game during the NFL playoff weekend. I can't enjoy crap leading up to my game. Not that I have to worry about that anytime soon. But, yeah, no, that's the worst feeling.
Some college football news breaking. Apparently, Chris Kleiman stepping down at Kansas State.
Yeah.
Colin Klein will be announced the coach today or tomorrow.
The current Texas A&M offensive coordinator.
Yep.
If you're just interested real quick, Lane Kiffin's schedule next season at LSU. They play Clemson in Tiger Stadium next year.
Yeah.
Probably a dub. McNeese, at Arkansas, at Auburn, at Kentucky, at Ole Miss.
So they're 5-0 coming to Oxford.
No. This is not in order. This is just this.
Oh,
we don't have the order yet.
Gotcha.
And at Tennessee, they have 5 away games next year.
Okay.
Ole Miss has 5 home games next year.
Oh, Lane goes to Ole Miss and Tennessee.
He does. Yeah.
You're gonna need a lot of Adderall for that.
And then home games against Texas A&M, Texas, Mississippi State, and Alabama.
Oh,
that ain't the easiest schedule there, Hoss. That's that schedule. I don't see South Carolina on that schedule. I don't see some other teams on that schedule that are just complete gimmies here. Like, he does get it, Kentucky, Mississippi State, and Arkansas.
Yeah. Shoot, Ryan Silverfield's gonna have those hogs ready to roll, but man, it's gonna be something else.
Well, of course, he saw a stadium for the first time.
Awesome. He walked into that stadium, looked around, and he was inspired. You could see it in his eyes. He and Golish, both of them, they'd never seen big stadiums before. It's unbelievable. What a moment! It's like a child at Christmas.
Austin, appreciate you. Says that was definitely a statement, not a question. One of the coworkers hunted with juice. Oh, we believe you. Don't worry. We completely believe you.
No, it's not true. Stop with this blasphemy on this
All right.
show.
Josh, always enjoy seeing you. Appreciate you there with the Venmo. And then Austin, really the important things. Thank you. As always, what everyone wants to know, do you guys think we actually went to the moon? Yeah, I'm just not. I refuse. No, I'm not playing the game. Yes. Because no, I just like that opens up too many following doors. No, yes,
Yeah,
you went to the moon. I mean, I understand the thought. We did it in 1969, and we've never decided to go back. I get it, but
it's fair.
just saying. Kyle asking, thank you for the super chat. With y'all breaking your current goals on the website, what are your next goals? Keeping
The,
all of you.
the moon.
Yes, that's it.
To the moon. Just retention if
Yeah.
things slow down. We've
Doors,
been
thank you.
we've
Go
been a
ahead.
giant soap opera for a few months, and so we need to be able to retain once the drama has subsided.
Thanks, Doris says, what is Lane's ego going to do when Ole Miss beats Virginia and Indiana and it absolutely nothing to do with him? Oh, he will make it about him. Don't worry. Don't worry. Are you kidding?
Get in there.
Like, whoa,
Get
hold
in there and
on.
make this about you.
Yes, the mirror thing. Yes. Leif does make a good point. Went to the moon a few times, not just once. Okay, and not in a while. I should preface there.
Yeah.
Just been a
Yeah.
minute. Yeah. And I actually agree with Luke. I mean, I'm making jokes, but he says there's just no point to spend the money it takes to get humans on the moon when robots can do all the same stuff for cheaper. I mean, it is. It's true. I mean, I actually don't have a lot of doubts about the moon thing. I know some do, but that's not one where I'm putting my energy. What? You disagree? You think we didn't go to the moon?
I assume we probably did.
I mean, I have a bigger problem with the people saying there are no life anywhere else in the universe. I'm like, well,
That's ridiculous.
eh, eh.
It's
I
no
mean,
way.
can't really prove that. So, let's see. Who will be
Do
the
you
offensive
think do you
coordinator next year? I have no idea. Might be Charlie Wise. Um,
Weiss is the betting favorite right now?
I would make,
You
yeah, I
think
would make Weiss the betting favorite.
on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most advanced possible and 1 being the most rudimentary possible, where do you think our civilization ranks? If you had to guess, with other intergalactic civilizations, you think we're like a 7 or a 3?
I mean, oh my God. I'm sorry.
You hate
I'm sorry for even mentioning the super chat as much as I appreciate you, Austin. Uh, well, I mean, they haven't reached out to us for the most part, unless you think all the Area 51 thing is them doing that. So, would you have to think less because they haven't found us either to a larger degree?
haven't found us or haven't felt the need to interact with us yet because we're not advanced enough.
Maybe so.
We haven't figured out warp speed.
Maybe so. What does ChatGPT say about that?
I have no idea.
Let's see. Let's see what it says.
No,
So,
Josh Hendricks go today because I was having to plan for a Pete Golding press conference. We're going to do it next Wednesday.
if there if there are other civilizations in the universe, are they more or less advanced than ours? Question mark.
Okay.
Well, that's not a good answer. Short answer: if other civilizations exist, most are likely either far more advanced than us or already extinct. That's an interesting way to look at it.
Oh.
They
Oh.
were.
Oh.
Why they probably be more advanced? The universe is old. It's 13.8 billion years old. Earth's only 4.5 billion years old. Humans give or take 100 years old in any meaningful sense as a technological species. Plenty of planets have multi-billion year head starts. Even a 1 million year head start is unimaginable in terms of tech progress. We went from radios to iPhones in 100 years. Imagine a species with 100,000 years of exponential growth. Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, civilizations that survive tend to stabilize and grow. Life makes that through, blah, 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 blah. That means the ones that aren't wiped out will keep advancing. And then otherwise, it says technological bottlenecks. Civilizations might frequently destroy themselves. Nuclear wars, environmental collapses, AI catastrophes, pandemics. If this is common, then technologically young civilizations die fast, meaning they're stuck at primitive levels or vanish before they get advanced. Um, if intelligent life is common, most civilizations are way more advanced than us. If intelligent life is rare, most other life is simple and not technological and is extinct. So, okay, I'm done.
I'm
I think I'm
sorry.
filibustering because I don't want to talk about basketball.
It's
I think that's
fair.
actually what I'm doing. I
It's
think that's what I'm doing right now.
more than fair.
Ole Miss
Yeah.
loses its third straight last night, 75-66. Just got punked by a two-loss Miami team last night. Got out physical, got out toughed. I did not watch. I went to bed pretty early last night, Neil. I'm assuming that the mood was not excellent from one Christopher Beard following the sporting contest.
Well, let's go over some of the numbers. You know, the numbers never lie. Malik Dia, 2 for 10. He did make 5 of 6 free throws. AJ Storr, 2 for 9, did not take a free throw. Elias Camerdine, 1 for 11, 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Plus minuses. Malik Dia was a minus 13 in his 17 minutes. AJ Storr was a minus 21 in his almost 24 minutes. Camerdine was a minus 10 in his 24 and a half minutes. It was bad. They got out-rebounded 45-29. Ole Miss took 66 shots, made 23 of them. It's not great. Miami committed 19 turnovers. Otherwise, this is an absolute mauling of a game. Ole Miss committed 11. Ole Miss won points from turnovers 19-9. That's what kept them in the game. The shot selection for Ole Miss was, and look, I try to grade on a curve because I know I watch a lot of NBA where the shot selections, and the team that I watch the most is right now historically the best team in the history of the NBA. So I have to remember that I can't grade on that curve. But the shot selection was horrible. They're coming down 8 seconds into a possession, basically. I don't even know what it is, but they're not passing the ball, just playing this weird game where you drive and throw some wild runner up. You take threes that don't make sense. You're not swinging the ball side to side at all. You're not making defenses work. And then defensively, you're collapsing to the point that point guards get in the paint and they dish to open shooters who have no hindrance at all. They just get clean looks. And if you give most college players, good college players at the level that a Miami is, clean looks from three, they're going to make a lot of them. And Miami did. They shot, trying not to be hyperbolic, so you'll see Miami shot, they shot 44% from three, 11 for 25. Ole Miss was 11 for 26. That wasn't the problem. But Ole Miss in the first half was 8 for 31 from the floor. 8 for 31 from the floor. And 4 of those were threes. So they made 4 buckets. As opposed to Miami, which was 14 of 30 from the floor, which is a much more serviceable percentage. They made 8 of 15 threes, which tells you they're getting wide open looks. And that's where you get beat. And the rebounding thing, man, the rebounds, it's just been a problem all year. 45-29 on the boards. Ole Miss led a little less than 4 minutes of the game. And when after the game, you're, as a coach, having to point out that you won the second half because you put in your backups and they hustled, yeah, it's probably pretty maddening. Coming off of the two losses in California, 6 days later, effort's a problem. Not good. That was an important game last night. I mean, now they got to go to St. John's at the Garden on Saturday. They still got to play at NC State. Their net is in the 90s. The league is not as good as it was a year ago, which is bad and good. It's good in that maybe there's some wins for you to get. It's bad in that you're not going to get propped up by schedule losses. Pretty rough night.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we'll get into more of that later. There's not reason. We got plenty of time for basketball, more football today. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't. I'm missing this. If somebody has given times for like the way the seeds work or something for the first round, I have not seen that. If ESPN put that out today, then okay, let me know. But I do know we know the four times for the first round games, which are Friday night and then 11, 2:30, and 6:30 on Saturday. That's December 19th and December 20th. So if they've put more information out that I just haven't seen it. Somebody send a link and be happy to note that. And then your quarterfinal games, December 31st, New Year's Eve at 6:30. That's in Dallas. And then, as expected, January 1st on that Thursday, it's Orange Bowl at 11, Rose Bowl at 3, and 7 for
Sugar.
the Sugar Bowl. Yes. Yeah, again, I'm scanning ESPN.com right now, and I just don't see this. Somebody send me a link. I don't know. They don't have it in top headlines or anything like that. Maybe it's just simply on the college football playoff tab, but I don't know.
They've already set the times for the 19th and 20th?
Yeah, and I haven't seen that.
I
And
will
I don't know
say
why they would do that. They would be boxing themselves in. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Pete Golding last night kept saying 17 days. And I don't know whether he meant at least 7 or in as few as 17 days or if he meant literally 17 days.
Oh, okay.
If he kept saying 17 days, if he meant it literally, that means Ole Miss is playing on the 19th. I have a feeling he meant in as little as 17 days.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Because if you're them, at this point, you have to start preparing as if you're playing on the 19th. And then if you don't play until the 20th, well, so be it.
Correct. So, okay. When do they start practice?
I don't know. Probably do some light stuff late this week, I'm guessing. Probably can't really do a whole lot until you know who you're playing. Won't know that till Sunday.
I'm scrolling back through just quickly to see if I missed a link on this because I'd like to talk about it for just a second before we get out of here, which is in a few minutes. And yeah, I'm just not seeing it.
That's not how they did it a year ago. They waited and announced it on Sunday.
Yeah, can nobody just post it into the chat? I mean, here's my email. That's fine. Email it to me, but just put it in the chat. It's fine. Are you surprised by the no press conference today?
No. I'm not. They're busy. He can't answer a lot of the questions that are going to be asked. He's probably not super excited about media stuff. He's not done a whole lot of that, although he's handled it fine the times that he's done it. But although when he's done it, it's always been very football focused. Recruiting is today. They probably, I don't mean this in a negative way, but any transition staff, if you will, there's probably some scrambling going on. And look, it's not like an introductory coach who's going to do an introductory press conference, then you're really not going to hear from him again until the spring. This is he's got a game to play in 17 or 18 days.
Yeah.
Or I guess at this point, 16 or 17 days. So,
And
I
it's
mean,
not all brand new. Yeah.
and he's been here. He's, it's not, he doesn't have to walk out into Vaught Hemingway Stadium and look around and go, ooh,
Yeah.
lights. I mean, he's been there. I mean, I don't know. That was fine. I was actually a little surprised they were having one, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
And at this point,
right.
like everything's sort of going your way a little bit. Don't mess it up. Let's get to Sunday, get your 6 seed, get the thing set up, and then you'll meet with media.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what he's saying. He's saying the ESPN bracket has times attached to seeds. I don't know if that's completely true, the way that's shaped up, or if they just put them in order. Because the way they're doing it is just the way the bracket fits. It's because they have like the Saturday night game, the 7 and 10, no matter what. So, anyway. All right, we're going to get out of here. Be back tomorrow for another show. So, everybody take care, and we will return later. Appreciate all you guys, all the memos, all the super chats, and more. Take care.